But now we're going to go on the front line and see how one of Europe's largest airports fared during the acute phase of the pandemic. And with us this morning, we have Steve Wilson, who is Regulation and Relationship Lead at Passenger Requiring Support at Heathrow Airport. Welcome, Steve, who is going to talk to us about flying passengers requiring support safely through COVID. Steve, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Roberto. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Steve Wilson. I'm the Regulation and Relationship Lead for Heathrow Airport, covering PRS. And I'll be taking you through what we've been doing at Heathrow to ensure passengers have confidence and fly safely and travel through Heathrow during the pandemic. Across this forum, we'll be referring to PRM. And 18 months ago, Heathrow rebranded from PRM to PRS, which is Passengers Requiring Support. Only 8% of the UK population uses a wheelchair, so what about the other 92%? We feel that assistance is far more than just about passengers needing a wheelchair, and we wanted to ensure that everything we do is focused on supporting our passengers. So PRS, or Passengers Requiring Support, was created. My role is all about the regulation. I'm ensuring that we translate that into the operation, working with our service providers, Wilson James, building relationships with airlines and the CAA and our advisory group, the HAAG, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, and charity partners, all with one goal: delivering world-class service to our passengers through innovation, continuous improvement of the service, and building accessibility into the fabric of our airport. At the start of the pandemic, Heathrow closed 2 terminals due to the fact that people weren't able to fly. In June this year, we reopened Terminal 3 and created a dedicated terminal for red list arriving flights into Terminal 4. This involved designing a dedicated and controlled and isolated terminal for all arriving passengers from red list countries, a significant change and a substantial financial investment as to how we've operated before. Working with our airline partners and our PRS partner, Wilson James, we launched this seamless process, which is still running today. We're proud that during the most challenging time we've faced together, we are delivering the highest possible standards in care to our most vulnerable passengers. And I'd like to show you a short video as to what we've been doing at Heathrow to ensure passengers have the confidence to fly safe during COVID. I'll ask to see if we can play the video.
We're looking forward to welcoming you to Heathrow. We've missed you. Whilst you've been away, we've been busy preparing our airport for your return, because we want you, your family and friends, to feel confident while you are with us. Our colleagues are here for you, ready to provide the best possible airport experience. Understandably, you may be anxious about flying again. Please be reassured. We have introduced extra measures to help protect you and our colleagues, to give everyone peace of mind. So let us show you what we have in place and what might be different from the last time you flew. When you're arriving into Heathrow or connecting through to another flight, you'll also notice some differences. We understand that the world feels different for many right now. We want you to know we care and will do all we can to look after you. We're ready to give you the best airport service in the world. Whether it's to visit family or friends, or simply to fly to those special places you love. From all of us here at Heathrow, stay safe, and we look forward to welcoming you soon.
Great, lovely, thank you very much. So, as you can see, we've been working really hard in the background to ensure that Heathrow is as safe as possible. From a PRS perspective, we have added multiple safety measures in place to really help across the airport. From Perspex screens at all of our host points, we've installed Perspex screens on our buggies and reduced the capacity by 50% to ensure social distancing. We've done this across our high lift fleet and our sideboards, Perspex screens, and reduced capacity by 50%. We also have a dedicated team of hygiene technicians that focus on ensuring the airport is as clean as possible using the latest in COVID cleaning prevention. And all of our PRS equipment is fully cleaned and sanitized after every single use. That includes the wheelchairs, any slings, eagle hoists, right the way through to our dedicated airside buses and minibuses and our sideboards. We've introduced clear masks in use across all of our terminals for PRS agents, and this really helps with lip reading and also brings back people's smiles, which is a nice thing to see considering we've all been wearing masks for such a long time now. Arm covers are in place to help minimize any transmission of any symptoms, and we continue to drive and support the use of sunflower lanyards and the Please Give Me Space lanyards across all of our terminals. We've also seen a significant increase in the use of our technology tools that we have access to, like IRA and SignLive, and these are really beneficial in helping passengers navigate themselves around our terminals. You can go to the next slide, please. So just before COVID, Heathrow completed the largest survey of its type, open to all, improving air travel for passengers requiring support. And this showed us that 39% of all passengers, our customers, need us, the airport, to take their circumstances into account when travelling through. The ambition of Heathrow is to enable each passenger and every passenger to receive the great level of service whilst at the airport, ensuring that passengers requiring support can engage with and have a positive experience within the airport. And this is key, especially in the light of COVID-19. Next slide, please. So the survey highlighted the need for our approach to change, hence PRS. And a lot of people fall into one or multiple of these categories, and all of which may require some support. And this really lends itself to hidden disabilities. We assist a wide range of people covering these multiple categories, from arthritis, broken bones, visual or hearing impairments, autism, passengers suffering stress or anxiety. We've even had severe jet lag and disorientation. But the important thing is that these 5 categories, sensory, physical, cognitive, psychological, and culture, all have a massive impact on how we provide assistance to people through Heathrow Airport. Next slide, please. The complexity of improving the customer experience throughout the airport during COVID is compounded when you bear in mind that so many different groups and their personal circumstances at different stages of the journey have a significant impact to how we look after people. However, 3 fundamental things came out of the survey that we take very seriously and must be highlighted in everything that we do at Heathrow. And those are to trust, to choose, and to enjoy. So what do I mean by those? To trust, people need to trust that they will be supported during their time at the airport and that they will be able to navigate the airport easily. To choose, people need support to maintain their independence as much as possible and to choose what is the most comfortable for them. And to enjoy, people need to be empowered to enjoy the experiences within the airport and make the most of the shops, restaurants, and commercial offers. And what we have had to do throughout COVID is really focus on these 3 key areas to make sure that people do feel safe, they feel comfortable, and they can enjoy Heathrow for everything that it has to offer. Next slide, please. So coronavirus only made things more challenging. This really stood out as to why it's important that passengers know what to expect when travelling through Heathrow, and helping passengers with pre-travel advice has never been more important. We see so many passengers feel more comfortable when they see us cleaning the equipment before it's used and making the service as personal as possible and being available to answer all questions. We've increased the amount of effort and work that we've put into our Heathrow website to provide pre-travel advice. We have terminal guides available that cover every element of the passenger journey through the airport. And we have a significant FAQ section where people can go and have a look at any questions that provide their answers with them before they travel. We also use our service partner, Wilson James, to be able to answer any questions that passengers may have or any concerns that they may have before they travel for the first time throughout the COVID. Next slide, please. So how are we going to build back better? We're listening and driving our actions based on the survey results open to all. We're using HAAG as our critical friend and ensuring that we listen and act on their advice. And we'll be using everything that I've covered to build a strategy that fundamentally changes how our business thinks about disability. Remembering it's not just about the 1.4% of our passengers pre-COVID who used the assistance service. It's actually about 39% of all of our passengers that may need a little bit more help or support. And we've got a couple of exciting things in the pipeline to help us with that. Next slide, please. So Will, the autonomous airport service provider with autonomous technology, we've started a piece of work with Will before COVID, and we will continue to explore that again shortly to provide freedom of choice to passengers that want to self-mobilize through the airport. It drives a financial efficiency, it helps the right people, right place, right time, and it supports passengers in a way that we've never been able to do before. And next slide, please. And we're about to launch a trial using a fully resin non-metallic wheelchair from a company called Morph. Again, this drives the passenger's freedom of choice. Our non-metallic wheelchairs drive self-mobilization and offer an opportunity for passengers to travel from landside all the way through to the gate. The wheelchairs are completely non-metallic, so they can go through an archway at security. We have the ability to not ask passengers to get up or stand as they go through security, as they can be searched while staying in the chair if the alarm doesn't go off. The service is far more seamless and far more dignified. The resin wheelchair from Morph also converts into an aisle chair, which enables us to use one chair for the entire journey. We can help a passenger through from landside to host check-in, all the way through security. They have the freedom to travel around the airport, and then we can use the same chair to help them board the aircraft as the chair's back wheels come off and it converts into an aisle chair. Fantastic piece of equipment. We're just about to get excited about launching it in Terminal 5. Pop to the next slide, please. So I want to say thank you very much for your time, and I welcome any questions about anything we've covered or anything Heathrow specific. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Steve. Thank you very much.